No one else is going to tell you this, so I'm going to be the one to do it. You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend. The kind of guy that all your friends and family love. They say you're so lucky to have found him. He checks all the boxes and he really cares about you. You're allowed to end that relationship. Because no matter how good he is, no matter how great he is to all the other people in your life, how much they all love him, it does not change the fact that when you get into bed beside this man at night, you feel dead inside. It does not change the fact.
I keep telling you guys, they don't think logically, they just think based on emotions.
That when you do the bedroom things, you don't feel passion. You don't feel like your body is singing and coming to life because, by the way, that's what it's supposed to feel like, FYI. You just feel like you are going through the motions of something that you are trying to get over and done with.
I 100% support your message. Leave your boyfriend. I don't support the message of leaving your husband because unless there's abuse or adultery, divorce is off the table. But by all means, leave your amazing partner to go be with someone who you want to blow your back out and who blows your back out and y'all have a great time. Go do that. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Once you leave your great partner for the other guy who you want to fuck and who knows how to fuck you right, when he don't act right, when he don't treat you right, when he's not doing what he needs to do as a man and all the other aspects in life, you don't get to complain.
True.
You don't get to bitch. You don't get to be mad. You get to sit there, be quiet, go get fucked right, and just take your L in silence. Go gargle on his Johnson, okay? Let the good men go find someone who wants to be with them, all right? Thank you. Y'all have a good day now.
Behold, my field unto which I grow my f***s. Notice that it is barren, for I have no f***s to give.
By the way, guys, stay till the end because there is a very interesting video at the end that you will want to see. It's a crazy story and I want to know your opinions on it in the comments. And if you like my videos, if you enjoy my videos, consider subscribing.
Women aren't oppressed. Blocked. The only reason men are violent is because their single mothers did a bad job raising them. Blocked. How could you blame men when women are so mean to them now? They even chose the bear. Blocked. Please, I am begging you. Seek mental health help.
When the man that never been appreciated crosses path with the woman who was never loved correctly, you better watch out. Because that right there is a true power couple. Because that's two people that have been to the depth of hell and lifted themselves out. But now they're not doing it themselves. They're doing it together as one unit. And that right there is a force to be reckoned with.
So I wear this watch here, but I can't tell time. What?
There are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are choosing to stay single. And in fact, there's a wonderful book called All the Single Ladies that is about this very phenomenon. And women are increasingly choosing to opt out of long-term mating if they're not able to find the relationship that they want.
AKA Prince Charming with a lot of money.
One of the biggest turning points in a nice guy's life is when he starts to realize he's not so nice. When he starts to realize that the people-pleasing, the doing everything for everyone else, the lack of boundaries, the always saying yes, the enabling to behaviors he doesn't like just to keep the peace, isn't actually helping but hurting the people he loves and himself. Ironically, when he stops focusing on being such a nice guy and actually just asks for his wants and needs, everybody around him benefits because the subtle manipulation stops and he starts living a life of more integrity.
The male loneliness epidemic is another example of society coddling men.
What does a husband need from a wife? This is so misunderstood. Men don't even know how to articulate what they really need from their wives. But what it really is, in one word, is receptivity. When a woman receives what her husband is giving, he feels so deeply satisfied. Because the truth is, a man doesn't want to take from his wife. He wants to give to her. And the greatest pleasure he has is when whatever it is that he's giving out, she is imbibing, she's absorbing, she's making it her own.
Yes, but she also has to appreciate what he's doing for her and not complain all the time and not argue all the time and bring peace to that guy.
That's what a man needs from a wife.
No one can hold Black women accountable. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. We live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. If you're a Black woman and to hold Black women accountable, you have to be ready to like fight because it's going to come with a lot. I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing, it's influencing these girls to do these out of control, out of her attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. Not a Black man. Your white boss probably, that's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. If it's a Black woman or a Black man, a straight Black man, we don't want to hear it.
When women go on a date with a man for the first time, they really go out with us for who we can become, the potential in the men. They are smarter than us, you know? When a man go on a date for the first time with a woman, we go out with you first for who you are, and then we leave you for who you become.
True.
I'm going to address the fact that he says that women are like children in a minute, but I wanted to start by saying that because it reminded me of this. Isn't it interesting that everything that the patriarchy says and everything that guys like this say that women are is actually what men are? The idea that men are the protectors and providers in our society is a false narrative that upholds the patriarchy.
Oh my God, this is so stupid. So if a guy assaults you in the street, who's gonna save you? Another woman? No, another guy. Oh, you're going to call the police? Who's gonna come? Guys, men. If you want to change some laws, if you want to have certain privileges, and all the men say no, what can women do without men, without the patriarchy to enforce those rules? What can they do? Nothing. And she's calling other guys stupid or childish or whatever. I don't understand how men want to date women like this. I don't get it. If you want to date women like this, you have a problem, my guy. Go seek help.
I think moms are worse at that than dads are. I think dads are really good at letting kids suffer, and moms aren't good at letting their kids suffer.
I don't like the word suffer because
Exactly.
that sounds bad.
Suffer.
No. I suffered a lot as a kid. I was bullied a lot as a kid. And it made me the man that I am today. Men today are very weak and very feminine. Because they are so protected. Because they are so cuddled.
Suffering a little bit is good. Like being a little bit hungry, that's good. So you're not, hear me out. Hear me out though, because it's like if Phoebe's constantly asking for snacks and you're like, here's an apple, here's a candy bar, here's a granola bar, here's a banana, here's a yogurt. Then when it comes to mealtime, she's like, no, I'm good. I'll just ask for ice cream later and you'll give it to me. But it's like, no, you be hungry so that at dinner time, you're hungry to eat. Like being hungry is a good thing. Having that negative side of emotions is good for them in the long run.
Women would be satisfied with a man who's 80% of everything they want. 2/3 say no, I deserve it all. You pose the same question to a man and 2/3 say yes, that would be great. So media and online dating to a certain extent have massively raised the expectations of women, and you can't tell people to lower their expectations. And there are fewer and fewer men who meet.
You can't tell people what to do. Not men, not women. But if they don't want to lower their expectation, they shouldn't complain about men. You do what you want. You go after what kinds of men you want. But then don't complain on TikTok or on social media that you can't find a man, that all men are shit. Where are the good men? You can't, because you're doing it with your own hand.
Meet those expectations. We've all seen those TikToks of women who are asked, what are your minimum requirements for a man? And it usually comes down to two key criteria, height and money. He has to be at least 6 feet tall, has to make at least $100,000. That doesn't sound that unreasonable. But if you take out married men and you go 21 to 50, that's 0.6% of the population. And because now people are meeting online, where those metrics become more important than everything, people aren't connecting. And so what we have is a series of very base criteria that are eliminating the majority of the pool of men for consideration from women. Women end up dating older, oftentimes also end up lonely. Young men have a very few prospects.
Yeah, nowadays it's a trend for them to date older women, cougars, because they know they can smash.
And become lonely. The difference is they become dangerous to society and to themselves.
They're not interested in you. What if they say they're interested
it means she doesn't love you. You don't need a degree to understand that. Facts over words.
Then they don't love you and they're not interested in you.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Think so.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what people say. What matters is what they do.
What about like it's like showing nothing until it's about to end, and then they come in with the doing.
Yeah, they're trying to manipulate you to not leave. Honestly, guys, I'm not the smartest guy. I know plenty of guys that are smarter than me, but how can you not understand this? If you understand what the problem is, how can you not understand what you need to do? I don't get it. He seems like a smart guy.
That means it was always nothing, and the doing is a manipulation.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
So if their pattern is initially doing lots and then doing nothing, that's the reality of the pattern. Is that was a facade, and this is the reality, is the nothing.
So how do I let go of that?
You stop being so emotional and start thinking logically. This is why I tell you guys, you shouldn't be so emotional, because when you are emotional, you can't think logically. And you make bad decisions. That's the problem.
Well, you have to get out of your imagination and ground yourself in reality. Your mantra is, I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be.
I know some shit that I've done to men that I will never, ever regret. Years ago, I was dating a guy for like 6 to 8 months, right? During those 6 to 8 months, he called me to tell me that he lost his job. I was like, okay. I waited 2 hours. I said, hey, let's meet up for a drink or something to eat or something like that. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure. As soon as we get to the spot, I look him dead in the face and I said, hey, it's not going to work out between us. And he was like, what? Are you being serious? And I was like, yes, I am. He was like, why are you breaking up with me? Is it because I don't have a job? And I was like, funny you said that. That's exactly why I'm breaking up with you. And then he goes, wow, you are a gold digger. And I was like, yeah, you really are broke. So look at us. And he was like, wow, you really gonna leave me over me not having a job? Like I'm not gonna go get one? And I was like, no. And he tried to make me feel bad that I was breaking up with him because he no longer had a job. And I was like, I do not care. The fact that you even thought that I was going to be your fixer is crazy to me.
And that guy, and I can bet on it. How much do you want to bet on it, guys? There were so many and I can bet on it, guys. How much do you want to bet that there were so many red flags? And that simp ignored all of them, just so he's not alone, just so he can have sex with this woman. And now he acts shocked when she leaves him because he doesn't have money. My guy, you chose that woman. You don't get to complain.
Narcissistic woman, easygoing guy. This is a common dynamic that I see, where the narcissistic woman will usually have a very strong personality and she'll be controlling. And she finds herself an easygoing guy that will probably provide her some stability and look good for her image. Image is very important to the narcissistic woman, whether it's her physical appearance or how the house looks or their standing in the community. And the narcissistic woman has found a way to get what she wants and control the easygoing guy. Maybe she will throw hissy fits and temper tantrums to get her way. Maybe she'll give a silent treatment, or maybe she'll threaten to end the relationship.
And if you still want to be with her after all of that, you're a simp, you're stupid. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
Whatever it is, the easygoing guy usually won't like conflict, or he might have a hard time saying no.
Yeah, because he's a simp, that's why.
So those manipulation tactics end up working. And the easygoing guy does not want to lose the narcissistic woman. He may think he needs her, and the relationship goes on.
Seems like for me, and maybe I'm a little extra in saying this, but it seems like Instagram baddies, or the different terms these modern day women are entitled, and it's cheapened into a prostitution experience. I will give you my body because you brought me to Nobu. I will give you my body because you sent me to get my nails done. I will give you my body because of XYZ, instead of it being, okay, I'm actually looking for partnership in life. Because those that have traditional values around their relationship are looking for, who can I build with and why would I want to build with them and what are we going to build, as opposed to the dating experience now of, what can I get from you? Especially with the modern day woman. How much money are you going to send me?
Yeah, and they all think just because they look a certain way or they're 20 something that they deserve. They deserve your money, they deserve your attention, they deserve everything. And that's not true.
How many things are you gonna buy me? How many experiences are you gonna give me? I need to go on a trip. I need a Birkin bag. I need Chanel shoes. And my real issue with that, because I believe get it how you live it. If that's what you want to do you, boo. However, stop putting it on Instagram like you're this serial entrepreneur, successful boss babe, when really what you're doing is you're not taking picture of the man that's sweating all over you.
When you had an affair with my wife shortly after we got married, she got pregnant and had an abortion because of you.
But Gordon, okay.
Well, no, is that a fact?
This
is my first time hearing that.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. First time hearing that.
Yeah. Stop. So.
But you think Jeremiah's your kid?
You got.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah.
Listen, Gordon.
No, did you have two affairs with my wife at least?
But listen.
Stop.
Why?
Did you have two affairs with my wife at least?
Understand the circumstances, Gordon, and you and I
Circumstances
talked
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
It
No,
either
it
is or
does
isn't.
matter, Gordon,
Okay.
because you were going through something. I had no idea what you were going through.
Was there adultery committed?
I was willing
Was there
to
adultery
try to
committed?
make it work and
They're not
stand
answering
by
the
your
question, so don't say
side.
yes.
Listen to me. It's not fair. You know what you put me through.
Can you see how they always try to shift blame? Well, I cheated because of you. Because you didn't pay attention enough to me. Because you had some problems in your life. And because of that, you drove me to cheating. It's always the man's fault.
And it was either me.
Marriages
You
in life
know what
goes
you put
through
me
things.
through.
They go
Gordon,
through things.
but what you put me through is not normal.
And that guy, this guy is such a big simp. Such a big simp. My guy, she cheated on her husband or whatever with you. What makes you think she won't cheat on you with another guy? Oh, you think you're special. You think you're the one. No, my guy, you're just another big simp. That's all. Stop being a simp.
She's disrespectful and mean to you because she married you for stability and you are not the man of her dreams.
True.
Let me cook for a second. She's disrespectful. She's mean to you. She's not freaky with you. She doesn't appreciate you because she married you for stability. You were the safe option. You do not turn her on mentally, physically. You do not stimulate her in any way. Honestly, her stomach turns at the thought of you touching her, but she knows if she doesn't give it to you every once in the blue moon, maybe you'll get fed up and leave. She's not happy. That's why you're not happy. There's no pleasure there. There's no happiness there. There's no love there. It's just stability there. And she's selfish. She's not going to leave you because she's not foolish. She doesn't want anybody else to have you. She's not going to let anybody else get the man that can pay all of her bills, love all of her children, but she does not want to.
That's not actually true. Most women leave just because of that. Because they don't love you anymore, they don't want you anymore. You're not Chad. You're not the guy. She's being alpha widowed and you're just a piggy bank. You're just a replacement. And they will get divorced because they know they can get money out of you. And the house and the kids. And then they can go after another Chad or whatever. Or her past Chad.
Really be there. So she's playing along to get along. If you are a man right now and you are paying all of the bills and you got to beg for sex, you got to beg for head, you got to beg for attention, you got to beg for affection, it's a good chance that you are the stability guy. You are not the satisfaction guy.
The only thing men really need to learn is that you will never be able to make a woman happy. You just can't. If you last too long, then that's too much. But if you last too little, then that's too little. If you want too much intimacy, then you're being pushy. If you don't want intimacy at all, then you're cheating. You can remember to take out the trash, but she's going to remember that you didn't do the dishes. You can give her child support and you can give her over that and pay all of the in-between. And it's never enough, but when you pay nothing, then you're a deadbeat and she's still not happy. You could plan the perfect date, but if you didn't spend enough, then it's still not good enough. But if you don't plan a date, then you're a loser that puts in no effort. Women who don't have boobs want boobs. Women who don't have ass want ass. Women who have too much ass want a smaller ass. If you text too much, then you're basically a simp. But if you text too little, then you're a loser who doesn't care. You could buy her exactly what she wants, but if it's the wrong color, then it's still not exactly what she wants. You could give her all of the affirmation and all of the emotional support, but she's always going to remember the one time that you didn't. If you work too much, then you're not spending enough time with her. But then if you cut your hours and you're home with her more often, but you're making less money, then you're broke and you're basically a loser. If you watch too much football or have a hobby with the guys, then you're not invested in her. But if you don't have any hobbies or any other interests other than her, then you're a simp.
I don't know how else to say this, but my husband is manipulating and emotionally abusing me. Let me just start from the beginning. When my husband and I first started dating, we had this deep conversation about cheating. He told me, clear as day, if this ever happens, I need to know straight away. If you tell me and it only happens once, I think I could forgive you. And honestly, that stuck with me. It made me feel like, okay, if I ever screwed up, at least being honest would matter to him more. Fast forward 5 years and
If that's what she took from that conversation from the start, she's wrong. He said that, but he actually doesn't want you to cheat, ever. He doesn't want you to come up to him and say, I've cheated, because he hopes you will never cheat.
we're married now. A couple weeks ago, there was this company party, and I don't even know how to say this, but
You've cheated, yeah. You
made
cheated.
a huge mistake.
Of course, it's a mistake. When they cheat, it's a mistake. When we cheat, it's because we're shit, we're trash.
I slept with a coworker. I know, it's awful. It was a moment of weakness, and I've hated myself every second since it happened.
Of course you did.
That conversation we had all those years ago, it kept playing in my head. I thought, if I just told him, at least I'd have a chance to fix things, you know? So a couple of nights ago, I brought it up. I asked him if he remembered those conversations we had about cheating. At first, he was like, which one? Because we had a lot of talks like that early on. So I reminded him about how he said he would forgive me if it only happened once, if I was honest. And then I told him everything. His reaction was immediate. He looked mortified. He didn't even say anything, just packed his stuff and left. I begged.
Good for him. Good for him. But somehow he's manipulating her. Good for him.
Begged him to stay. I was crying, apologizing, trying to explain, but he wouldn't listen.
Right.
He said he needed to cool down and walked out. The next day, we finally talked, and I tried to remind him of that conversation, thinking maybe it would help him.
It doesn't matter what he said 20 years ago or 3 years ago. You cheated on him.
Maybe understand why I confessed. And do you know what he did? He laughed. He was just there on the other end of the phone laughing. Then he told me that he never meant any of it.
Yeah. And you're stupid for thinking that he actually wanted you, in case you cheated, to tell him the truth. He wanted you to never cheat. Never, because you're his wife. How can you cheat? Now you want a gold star just because you told him? No, you still cheated. See how they always try to put the blame on the man. Oh yeah, I cheated. I feel sorry, but he shouldn't have left. No, good for him.
He only said he'd forgive me back then, to make sure I'd confess if I ever cheated. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I know what I did was wrong. I'm not denying that for a second, but to hear him say he lied to me, that all this time he never actually meant to forgive me, it felt like, I don't know, like I'd been set up. Now he's planning to divorce me, and he said there's nothing I can say or do to make him change his mind.
Good for him. By the way, guys, let me know down in the comments your opinion on this video. I want to see your opinion on this.
And I get it. I broke his trust. But at the same time, it feels like he broke mine too. I believed we had this understanding, you know?
Oh my God, he lied to you. And you cheated on him. Which is worse?
And maybe if I knew he was lying.
Oh my God, you never lied to him, right? You're a saint. You never lied to him in his life, right? So if you lie to him, that means you're manipulating him. That's emotional abuse.
I wouldn't have cheated in the first place.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.